Greetings and a very, very warm welcome to this evening's presentation on the magnificence of bees. And it's quite an interrelated, integrated, interdependent type of a discussion this evening as part of the Awakening to the Golden Age series that I'm running on a daily basis. So every day I'm presenting on a different topic that relates to our health, our home, our food, and our businesses. And leading up towards the 21st of December, when the planets move out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, we move officially into the age of Aquarius. So it's very, very exciting. And this was happening independently of whether there was lockdown or not. Written in the stars, written in the planets, could have been seen 2,000 years ago, in fact. So this was meant to be right here and now. We are awake. We are alive. We are part of this awesome, awesome, awesome transition from leaving the old patterns, the old paradigms, the old negativity behind us and out of the chaos and creating some order and repatterning into the new future at the paradigm shift. And in any event, we are leaving the 26,000 year period called the Kali Yuga. So we're moving literally into a fresh new space. It obviously doesn't happen exactly overnight, but I mean, this is the transition. And I'm going to be sharing quite a few slides with you, in addition to the busy, very productive spiritual bees that we're going to be talking about right now. So I urge you to join the series. It's every day at 7 p.m. South African time, which is Greenwich Mean Time plus 2 hours. And let's have some fun. Let's awaken ourselves further. Let's be inspired. Let's use our imagination and really, really create our golden age. And as we do that, we will collectively find people that are working in similar spaces to us, and then eventually a bigger collective transformation can occur right here now as we are alive in this time. So it's very, very, very auspicious. And I think the off-planet people are all booking front row seats, watching what's happening on our planet right now. Lots of deception, lots of illusion, lots of distortion. And really the truth and authenticity right now lies with nature and animals, really. And we've also learned that we can distort our own reality as well. So, yeah, lots of stuff to work through. At 365 Healthy by Choice, we aim to assist people to think clearly and live productively. And we have a choice 365 days a year to choose this. And we follow prevention is better than waiting for too late. So we don't want to be those people that are literally revolving around in the third dimensional space, watching the movie, in the movie, playing the movie, you know who did it, who didn't do it, being the first to tell, etc., scanning all the YouTubes and posts and things. And when things do shift, they're going to be standing there saying, yes, well, we told you, but they won't have created anything. They are stuck and trapped in the third dimension. So we can actually be in third dimension retrograde and be devolving outwards and downwards back to 2D, which is not really favorable. Or we can be in the revolution, but we can evolve up to higher dimensional space, raising our vibration on a daily basis, choosing the people we need to be with, removing distraction. That's the biggest thing right now, is to remove the distraction so that you can be laser beam sharp pointed with force at where you need to be going. The object of these lectures, as I say, is to assist with all of this. So we're all in this journey. We're all shifting forward, and very, 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 very exciting. That's what I say. So again, you know, we create our reality, and well, there's no better place to be right now than on the earth. There's no better place on the earth, quite frankly, in one place versus another. I don't believe that, because we are here. We are connected. We're interdependent. We're in the quantum space. So if we're working with that, the framework, and spinning on our vortex and making ourselves have a much higher, better frequency revolution, then we're going to be in a high vibration, which is great. And then we're eating high vibrational foods, we getting in the sun, breathing, etc., watching the bees, and learning. And lots of my learning came from nature, watching nature, growing foods, etc. In fact, formed the basis of my practice. So with that, let's have a little bit of a look at the bees, because they are very productive. And when we're talking about productivity, they are manifesting. They're working as a team. So we need to manifest our purpose. So in the spiritual realm, we have a purpose. We came here, each one of us, same as each single bee has got a purpose and a reason in the hive. We do too. So it's identifying that purpose and living it out as our DNA unfolds. And as we move from an I situation to more of a we situation, and then a group collective transformation, all right? So we need to be spiraling the whole time and understanding this, and then manifesting. Productivity on the earth. What did we achieve when we look back? What did we have achieved? What have we manifested? And that's what I was saying to you. It's not this whole thing right now with the political and everything. It's not about who did it. It's about, right, we know truth. The truth's out. I don't know how much more truth we need to get, because it's just different people's versions of truth. Most of it's distorted anyway, but it's about what did you do? What have you done? And leading right up to now, as I said, is pinnacle. Right up to 21st of December. And I'm going to be I'll speak about it at the end, 3 important lectures on the 17th, 18th, and 19th of December, where we're going to drill down into these issues even more and prepare ourselves for December 21st. So with that, let's have a little bit of a look at the bees and see what I've prepared for us. So here is the first slide. Awakening to the Golden Age, the series of lectures I'm giving, and the magnificence of bees. And just having a look at those absolutely beautiful, perfect hexagons that these little bees work at and nurture on a daily basis. And some facts and information on the bees. So the bee appears as an animal spirit guide when it's time to discover all the sweetness there is in your life. Right now, we should be focusing on joy. We should be removing the distraction. We should be really living every day, every minute to the full, and meditating, tapping in on our creative forces, our intuition, our inspiration, and manifesting as a result of that, and assisting others in this big shift as well, because this shift is how you see it. Your glass is half full or half empty, seriously. And, you know, we've been doing much work with humanity. We're working with our quantum devices, the QUEX, Eductor, Skio, and we're shifting humanity's immunity. We want to reduce the number of deaths to COVID, and we're doing that. We're working collectively with other conscious people on the planet. So we're doing what we can do on that level. You know, the people that are coming to see me are twofold. The one lot are coming because they've already optimum, maximum health, already manifesting their purpose, etc., and they're wanting to achieve even more by December the 21st. So we're doing ascension work, we're doing transformation work, we're making sure that the brain is full of neuropeptides, enzymes are full. The enzyme works at the interface between the spirit and matter. So we need the enzyme interface to manifest. So we need enzymes within us, and within bees, within honey, there's 5,000 enzymes, just to say, and enzymes in pollen and essential oils and proteins, exactly what our brain and our bodies and our cells needs, and more of that a little bit later. So what I'm saying is we need to now focus specifically on the joy and happiness. There's another product of mine, Almost Gold. It brings joy. It brings calmness. And that is the evolving upwards and outwards. Okay, and to greater things. So you can watch many of my other videos. They're all on YouTube, and you'll see when we talk about the different products too. So this little creature reminds us of mindful living in the present, in the right now. So we don't want to be dwelling in that past, old negative, old paradigm. We don't want to be too far in the future that we can't get there. We want to be right here and now, stuck on the new paradigm shift wherever we are, moving forward. When I mean we need to be here, right here and now. Okay, and create the space for yourself. There's no one more important right now than yourself. Okay, and there's so many things happening on planet, off planet, inside planet, etc. That might have been a little bee that just came around my head. So it's very busy at the moment. All right. And the race is on, obviously. And the truth, the authenticity, those people wanting to return back to their original organic selves, versus the disruptors. So we need to be very clear what we're doing. And as I said, laser sharp beam approach to where we're going, mindful of everything around us, but not in it, not part of it. What we are doing to create our own future. So important. So we want to enjoy every moment. The bees symbolize productivity. It's literally manifestation of your purpose. The message the spirit animal is sending to you is calling you to evaluate your life in regards to your productivity. Can you tick all the boxes? Have you achieved what you needed to achieve? I'm not talking materialistically. I'm talking now from a soul point of view, a spiritual point of view, from that manifestation, the reason you came here, the serving of humanity, etc., your productivity. They want you to get organized and focused. Love it. The bees know what's becoming more intentional with how you spend your time will allow you to be more successful. So important. Becoming more intentional with how you spend your time will allow you to be more successful. Bees are associated teamwork, and every bee in the hive has a role. That's what I was saying. Every single human has a role. We are all in our hexagon or our octagon or our septagon or whatever. We are all in our space. In our Merkaba, in our spinning Merkaba maybe, and we all have a role, we have a place. No one role more important than another. Same as the bees. And here we have full-on face of the bee. I thought that was quite cool. So for the hive to function smoothly, everyone must do their part, just like in real life. Seeing bees in a dream is an indicator that you start pulling your weight more on a team, and remember there is no I in the word team. Much like any organization or team, beehives have a division of powers. Within the beehive hierarchy, it is the queen bee on top, the drone bee follows, and the worker bee is at the bottom. The queen bees are the largest in the hive because their sole purpose is to mate and reproduce. They seldomly leave the hive, and they don't even feed themselves. The queen bee is taken care of by the bees in the hive, the workers, the females, and the drone bees are the male bees whose purpose is to mate with the queen. Basically, that's the purpose. The worker bees are the backbone of the hive. They are the ones that pollinate, collect nectar, and make honey. They take care of both the queen and the drones. They are also the ones who decide when it's time for a new queen. How's that? So very, very interesting. You're getting a feel of this hive of activity. And that's what it means. I've got 3 hives in my garden, and I've had them for well over 10 years. And they produce honey for me every year, year in, year out. At one stage, I was paying the beekeeper to come and remove the hives because they wanted to be here, but they were choosing where they wanted to be, which didn't always suit me, near the swimming pool, in the pond pump, etc., etc. So I then woke up and realized, hang on, let me make space for them. So that's what I did, and they have literally thrived ever since. The same hives have thrived. I have not had to replace any of them. Unbelievable. And the yield of the honey is also unbelievable. It's just this most gorgeous honey. So honey is an amazing thing. As I said, it's got over 5,000 enzymes. And also, they found honey in the Egyptian tombs, 5,000 years old, absolutely perfect. So it has an incredibly high vibration. Included in that is the pollen, the propolis, and the royal jelly, of course. And I'll speak to you about that a little bit later, the medical, natural health benefits. So very important to know these aspects about the bee and the vibration of the bee and the honey. And I've learned so much from them by watching them. I've watched the figure of 8 as they leave the hive and come back to the hive. And, you know, tragically, they are being put off course by the radiation. I've got a slide or two further along on that too. which is a big threat. So the sting in the tail, and I put that in there because some people will get stung by a bee and they don't know why. The bees in my garden have never stung anyone. I have 2 children who are allergic to bees. They never stung anyone. Why? Because there was abundance of flowers, abundance of nectar, and they were happy. They weren't threatened in any way. But just to say, if they do sting you, you get an amazing amount of anti-inflammatory poison put into your body. And people with joint pain, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, etc., actually thrive from the bee venom, if you like, because of its anti-inflammatory effect. So as sore as a bee sting might be, there's major benefits. And well, just we need to regard it. Sometimes a bee sting is a huge wake-up call too. So everything happens, you know. The one morning I woke up and there was a bee on my computer, coming obviously from one of my hives. So that was just too amazing. And then here's the tragic one, because the collapse of the bees is threatening global food security. And this is a very, very, very major effect, because if we don't have pollination, we're not going to get vegetables. Right? And what's happening with the factory farming, etc., is absolutely horrific. So they will capture the bees, then they will set them free over the monocrop of, let's say, cabbages, for them to fertilize the flowers there. But bees don't work like that. They're quantum. They're integrated, interdependent beings, and similar to us. So what happens is they die off, and they die off, and they die off, and we are losing bees hands over at the moment. It's not funny. And apart from the insecticides and the spraying, we have the terrible effects of radiation, and they lose their magnetic attraction for where and to know where their hive is, and they don't arrive home. So they die because they're not welcome in another hive. And this is really, really, really tragic. So as humanity, we have a huge, huge obligation here, and responsibility, should I say, to save the bees, because they are our future. Without bees, we're not going to have food. That's the bottom line. Where I live, I've got a sustainable center, off-grid, from a home point of view, sustainable heating, coating on the windows, underfloor piped heating, off-grid, biodynamic farming, water tanks, and you know, in my hives. And I've done all of this to create a kind of a mini you know, biodiverse, sustainable place as an educational center. But it's taken me, you know, over 17 years. I've had children in between and practice to run and so on. But I've enjoyed it, and it's just serving me. And the trees make my air very, very clean in the morning, and I love that. And my forest walks are gorgeous every morning. So let's have a look at some of the benefits of pollen. And as a natural pharmacist, I use pollen extensively in my practice, you know, for medical healing and from a quantum medicine point of view. So let's have a look at the royal jelly, the pollen, and the propolis. All of them are a complete source of protein. All the essential proteins, amino acids, essential fats, oils, and minerals. They have the greatest amount of naturally occurring enzymes. I told you about the enzymes earlier. They work at the interface between the spiritual and the physical world. Get onto this stuff. It inhibits the growth of harmful bacteria. Get onto this stuff. Immunity. Inhibits the growth of harmful bacteria, rejuvenation and repair of cells. Adult stem cell activation. Builds connective tissue. So many of us need this. We need collagen. We need it because the parasites are eating it and we're aging. Infertility. I can give you an example. At one of the top health pharmacies here in Johannesburg, a lady was producing 2 eggs a month from her ovaries. After a month of royal jelly, she was producing 22. Measured off premises, nothing to do with me. These products are amazing. They are dynamite. The vibrational energy is humongous. They're for allergies. They treat allergies. They build and boost the immune system. Build the stem cells, and the hypothalamus, support the hypothalamus. Neuropeptides. Increase hemoglobin, white and red blood cells, working with the bone marrow. Build RNA, the genetic material, the precursors to the DNA. Have to have it right now because of all the radiation damage and toxicity damage. Anti-cancer, breakdown tumors. That royal jelly, guns for the degenerative tissue, and I use it with the Almost Gold. The Almost Gold is the product that brings the joy. This will also. 2 simple products, wonderful. Anti-cancer, okay. Assists with infertility, allergies, athletic performance. Athletes love it. Why? Because it activates oxygen within the body. I have it in some of my products. Supercell Oxygen Activator, the lung cleanse and restore, activates oxygen within the body. For weight control, all right, because it works on the cell membrane, the charge of the cell membrane. If you do that, you can restore the metabolic processes. Beauty and longevity, of course, because it's activating stem cells. So we're dealing with one of the highest vibrational substances on the planet. Almost is the most known to me. The highest vibrational substance on the planet. And then we're talking about the bee pollens and some other products that I have in my range, the algae, the medicinal mushrooms, etc. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at some of the products from 365 Healthy by Choice. I would be failing in my duty not to do this. We have a bee mix, which contains bee pollen, royal jelly, and propolis. Or they come individually as well. So the people with degenerative tissue, autoimmune, fibromyalgias, the compromised lungs, parasites, inflammation, aging, endometriosis, all the degenerative chronic diseases, the asthmas, we put people on these products. Go and have a look on the website, 365healthybychoice.com, and you will be amazed. And there's a little video clip for each one to telling you what each one does and the dosage. We normally use about 2 capsules a day, 2 to 4. You can even go up to 6 when we've got seriously chronic situation. Superb, superb, superb products. But so now I'm going to move slightly to a newer space, but totally relevant, because we've talked about what we can learn from the bees. I talked about in the beginning about December the 21st. Let's just have a look at these planets. And as I said to you, Saturn and Jupiter are moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius on December the 21st. The age of Aquarius, objective, objectivity. What we can measure is real. So letting go of the subjective belief. Belief is out of the window right now. The use of information technology productively. Understanding the danger, understanding the bell-shaped curve. If we overuse technology, overexpose ourselves to it, how to ward it off, but using it intelligently, because we are becoming more intelligent. We are moving more towards being an intelligent race as far as I'm concerned. We now have pendants that have got 5G radiation and EMF frequencies in it to ward it off, including DNA harmonizing, earth harmonizing frequencies. I'm just showing to it because I have it here, right here. And this kind of thing is going to be the future. This is going to protect us. And what did the ancient Mayans show us? June the 21st, they predicted an apocalypse, 2020. Apocalypse meaning the Great Awakening. We are now coming up to 6 months later. So that was a solstice. We're coming up to the next solstice, 21st of December, the Great Awakening. Are you ready? So I'm putting this in here as well for a reason, because of a very strong symbol that you can use. So the power of symmetry. The bees work with symmetry. The human likes symmetry when we look at things. Nature is symmetrical. We are symmetrical. Here are the ancient cities, many of them built of wood, by the way. You find them in South America, you find them in Russia. I went and found one in the Urals, in Arkaim. Grassed over, but you could see they're excavating, you could see it was a wooden city, designed exactly like this, with the circle, with the cross. Circle for the sun and the Celtic cross. Totally structured, totally supportive, completely protective, resilient structure. Okay, and you see that in many things. You'll see it in jewelry. You'll see it in all sorts of places. Let me show you here what I'm speaking about. So I'm talking about the sun with the cross. Okay, and this you see all over the place. All right, and this is the DNA is the cross, by the way, and the sun is the strength. So here we are with the the sun representing the strength and everything else it represents to you, and the DNA cross, protecting the DNA cross. Now, I've talked about solar flares a little bit earlier. This is what the solar flares are doing. They are shifting our DNA. So voila, I've raise some awareness. I hope I've inspired you, and use the symbol because it's very, very powerful, very simple and very powerful. Okay, and we're going to be talking a lot about this on the 17th, 18th, and 19th of December. I've got an hour presentation on each of those days, which I'm going to invite you to attend. So save the date, pencil it in. It'll be at 7 o'clock South African time, or plus 2 hours for Greenwich Mean Time. And as I say, we're going to really, really dig deep and harvest the information that we've been exposed to over these lectures. All these lectures are going to be available on the website, so you can look at them. You can catch up if you haven't caught up already. And tomorrow, I'm going to be talking also about organization. I'm going to be talking about self-organization of soil, nature, animals, humans, and the cosmos. And that would be alluding to self-organization out of chaos into the new paradigm shift. And we're going to be looking and seeing what we can learn from the interdependency of the soil, nature, etc., etc. So I want to thank you. I'm honored to have you listen to my presentation, and I hope you've learned. And the future is up to us, this auspicious time. And let's look after those bees. Let's make sure they have water. Let's make sure they have flowers, and that they can pollinate and fertilize the crops for us. Thank you very much.